What's up, everybody? Today, I got something different for you guys. You know, I like to mix it up and keep things different and always bringing you something different. Today, I got nursery rhymes for you. Nursery rhymes. Did you guys know that they actually have deep, dark, occultic meanings to them? It's true. They do. And today, I'm here to do part one of nursery rhymes. So I got like 5 of them here or so that I'm going to do that have occultic, dark, sinister meanings to them. So let's start with one of my favorites. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Humpty Dumpty, whatever it says, all the king horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty together again, right? Okay, so the real Humpty Dumpty was a powerful cannon used by the royal forces during the English Civil War. During 1692 to 1651, the gunner One-Eyed Thompson was fighting for Charles I for 12 weeks. He was successful with the cannon. Then the church tower was blown away, sending Humpty Dumpty to the ground, where its pieces became buried in the ground. So Humpty Dumpty was a cannon that was blowing people away. That's what they say. But I also think this is also a metaphor for Humpty Dumpty is on Wall Street. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Wall Street. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. The coming Wall Street collapse. The collapse of the United States dollar. And all the king's horses and all the king's men, all the people, all the workers, everybody could not put Humpty Dumpty together again. That's what I really believe Humpty Dumpty is. Wall Street, and nobody can be able to fix United States dollar. That's what I really believe Humpty Dumpty truly is. But they say Humpty Dumpty is this powerful cannon. That's, if you look it up, that's what they said. Okay. Little Tommy Tucker sings for his supper. This one's pretty disgusting. Okay, so medieval times, it was common for musicians to sing for their supper, right? They would go from town to town and put on shows for royalty, and they would sing for their supper. But this was published in 1829. It was a clinical term for a person to have to beg for their food. It's poking fun at the situation for orphans and other poor folks to beg for their food. Also, Tommy Tucker is kind of a common new name. It's an American New Age name, don't you think? That's a name that would be around for the last 150 years. So it's for poor people begging for their food. Also, I think that's kind of a foretelling of the future, right? Tommy Tucker begs for a supper. Can I please eat? Also, that kind of goes together with Humpty Dumpty. Sat on the wall. Wall Street collapses and we beg for our food. So, moving on, we got Ladybird, Ladybird, fly away home. Ladybird, right? Ladybird actually is in the Catholic faith a metaphor or a way to describe the Virgin Mary. And, right, so the Protestants used to, historians believe the rhyme scheme warned Catholics who refused to attend Protestant services following the Act of Uniformity. The Catholic priests, right, were then, many of them were burned at the stake. So, there we go. That it is actually, there we go with the occult burning Catholic priests at the stake for not accepting Protestants. We got Christians against Christians. It's just divide and conquer, it's still the Christian faith, you know. Just here we got Catholics, and then we got Protestants, and divide and conquer over small theology, you know, and we got them burning people at the stakes, you know, because I say Jesus did this. No, I said Jesus did this. No, I say Jesus did this. Oh, well, I'm going to burn you at the stake. Crazy, right? Okay, goosey goosey. You ever heard that term, goosey goosey? Right? Well, it's kind of crazy to think goosey goosey means anything but feel good, but it's a tale of religious persecution. In those days, Catholic priests would hide themselves in order to say their Latin-based prayers. That's also where duck, duck, goose comes from. Remember duck, duck, goose? You had duck, 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 goose. You would find a goose, and then they would chase that goose. You catch that goose, right? You would catch them. Well, back then, the Protestants would catch that goose, which would be a Catholic priest, and then they would burn them at the stake. Kind of crazy, right? So stick with me, people. London Bridge falling down. Is 10 and 1014 the Vikings attacked apparently the London Bridge, but there's really no historical value that the bridge ever fell down. But there is historical value for this, and this is absolutely crazy. Ready for this? I don't think you are. Okay. Child sacrifice. The builders of London Bridge actually believed to keep the bridge upright. The bridge was believed to it must be built on the foundations of human sacrifice, and those humans must be children, and the souls of those children would watch over the bridge and maintain its sturdiness. That's right. London Bridge was actually built on children sacrifice, which isn't surprising. If you look back on the occult and Baal and Moloch and children sacrifices, this is what the occult believes in. Whew, crazy. Okay, one more for you guys. One more for today, and I'll be done. Okay, Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Now, contrary back in the 1800s was actually a word that described a psycho deranged murderer. Somebody that was just a psychopath on murder, maybe like a serial killer, right? And Queen Mary I, right, also known as Bloody Mary, her reign was from 1553 to 1538. She executed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Protestants, beheaded them, chopped their heads off. That's where she got the term Bloody Mary. Or Mary, Mary, quite contrary. She was a serial killer, just a known psychopath. And silver bells, what does it say in my handwriting? Silver barrels and cackle shells, those are actually torture devices. They're not gardening, anything to do with gardening. Those are actual torture devices used in the 1500s. So, and that unbelievable. I'll tell you one more. I'll tell you what. I'll bring you one more. All right. If you held in this long, right? Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Now this is believed to be about Francis Louis XVI and his wife Marie Antoinette. Now they were both found guilty of treason, and both beheaded, both of them, and then bring on it Marie, and then and their heads falling after down the hill. Their heads fall. Ain't that something? Yeah, that's what they believe. Jack and Jill went up the hill, fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, meaning his reign as king. His reign as king came down. People rose up and they rebelled. Jack, Jill, and Jill came tumbling after, both their heads down the hillside. Pretty crazy that we say that to our children, right? So nursery rhymes actually have pretty dark and twisted meanings behind them. This is part 1. I will follow up with a part 2 and maybe even a part 3, because there are so many nursery rhymes out there that have twisted dark meanings. And so before I go any further, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Make sure that you comment down below, okay? Make sure you comment. And thank you guys for listening, and I will make sure I put part 2 up. I'll do it in a couple of days, but share this content for me, you guys. Thank you for listening. All right.